It's 4 o'clock on a Thursday, and you know what that means, don't you? It's time for another exciting episode of Taxi's Quarantini Happy Hour. Yahoo! Let it rip. How are you guys? Good to see you. Let me open up this and that. Let me pop that chat room out so I can say hello to everybody, because today we are going to talk about, where did my little cheat sheet go? Today we're going to talk about and listen to some Stomp-Clap songs and instrumentals that are going on the next taxi industry compilation. Yeah, baby. Okay. Let me move this window over there. Just noticed I've got my camera centered on my laptop screen today. Normally I have it over the chat room, so when I'm looking at it, I can see you guys chatting away, but I don't want to move it and mess up my shot, so I'm going to keep it right where it is. Okay, I have been a busy little beaver today, I gotta say. Unbelievably busy today. Getting a lot of stuff done, but still not getting it all done. So let's say hello to everybody in the chat room before we get going here. We've got Dan Weber, Greg Carroza, Il Rosso, Emil, Bob Gunnerfeld, Crash Gates, Andre Stepanian, Terrell Beckless, Ewart Williams, Chris Anderson, Nancy Kalel, let's see, John Hope, Pat Wara, Power of One, Peter Rahill, yes, Clompstap. That's the sound it makes when you've injured one of your ankles and you have to put on a soft cast and walk with one leg normal and one with the soft cast on. Anyway, so for those of you who don't know, Taxi puts together compilations that we send out probably once a quarter, maybe more frequently than that. Some years we're good about it. I keep cracking my knuckles near the microphone. Some years we're better about it than other years. We've been pretty good about it during quarantine. And so what we do is we run listings in a genre that appears to be hot at the moment. When we get a fair number of listings in a genre, like we had a little run of libraries looking for Stomp-Clap. So generally that indicates to us that there's a TV series that's out that many of the libraries are working with, or the genre is just hot, period. And so we want to kind of spread the love and show off our members and get more libraries. Usually we send these things out to somewhere around 2 or 3 dozen of our most frequently listing running companies. And we do it, number one, because we like to show you guys off and show them how talented our members are, but I think most of them know it already anyway. We also do it because for the companies that have not yet run Stomp-Clap listings with us, we want to inspire them to go, oh, that stuff sounds great. Yeah, I should get some of that and get more of it. And inevitably, when we send out these compilations, pretty much everything that's on the compilation will have at least one, if not many, deals offered. So there's that. So we ran this listing, I don't know, probably 6 or 8 weeks ago. I don't have the listing printed out. I don't really need it. Because it's not that it's irrelevant, but it's not really going to add much to today's discussion. Yeah, they're not CDs, Pat. We used to do them on CDs years ago. And I don't know if they get placements because hardly anybody tells us when they get placements. It's remarkable how many people surface at some point and say, oh, yeah, you know, I just got an email the other day from somebody that was not apologetic, but somebody who had been gone for a while and then came back as a member and mentioned in the email, yeah, back in the day, you know, I got hooked up with some libraries through Taxi that resulted in placements. So we know the placements are happening, but people don't tell us. It's always been a thing. I think that people are just so excited when it happens for them, that it's their moment to shine, their moment to kind of revel in the glory of it all. They invite family and friends over to watch the show. And sometimes they just don't think to post it on the forum in the success story area, or they don't bother to send us an email. So there you go. We hear about some. We don't hear about nearly as many as I'm sure are happening. And frankly, when it comes to placements in reality shows, which is a lot of the placements that happen are in reality shows because they just use 75 to 100 pieces of music per episode. I think that the people who are always getting placements in reality shows. Sorry, I just noticed a bird land in the tree out there. It distracted me. I'm probably more easily distracted than I should be. Anyway, I think that some people are just getting so many placements that they'd be embarrassed to say, well, I had 2 placements in this episode on Monday and 4 placements in that episode on Wednesday. I mean, after a while, it kind of loses the shine, if you hear what I'm saying. So there you go. Hello, let's see. John Pearson is here, Terrell Beckless, Martin Gravel, Alex Dillon. Did I say hello to you guys already? Dave Friedland, my friend Lisa. Missed a bunch of hangs because of work. Glad to see y'all again. Well, don't let work get in the way of this. Let's see. Marianne Laird is here. Carrie Harchin. Okay. So, I can't play you all the stuff that is landing on this thing on the compilation because some of the stuff wasn't marked public. And I think I just had the idea to do this yesterday, so didn't want to wait for people to respond to emails, blah, blah, blah. Hey, Marty Fancher, Riney Bear. The listing, it was 2 listings, one for Stomp-Clap instrumentals and one for songs. The listings for songs was S210212SC, as in Sam Charlie. The instrumental listing was S2102214SN. Okay, so Liz was kind enough yesterday to send me a couple or few that I shouldn't play because they're not marked public. Also, I want to mention, I've been embarking, because I haven't been busy enough, embarking on a little project that I'm really glad that I'm doing. Andre, the topic today is Stomp-Clap songs and instrumentals, that some of them that are going on the next taxi industry compilation. Whoops. Let me mute my phone. A video of my granddaughter. I'll be right back. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, in a minute we're going to listen to this stuff. But I want to mention that I made a list. Do I have it printed out here? No, I do not. Let's see if I've got it there or there. Yes, the songs I was telling you about the other day, that when I was in the office, I think this past Saturday, and I was listening to a bunch of stuff, trying to find material that was pretty darn contemporary. Like most of it in the last few months came out. Some of the songs maybe in the last year to 18 months. But I get so many taxi members that are asking us as a company all the time, how do I make my stuff sound more contemporary? And I'm always saying, you got to listen to it. You got to listen to a lot of contemporary music. It will get absorbed into your body, into your musical soul, into your brain, into your ears. And then when you're doing your own music, you will pull those arrows, those contemporary arrows out of your quiver and use them in your own productions. So I made a list of stuff that I listened to last weekend, and I'm not going to post it in the chat today. I'm not going to post it on the forum yet because I decided to go back and listen to each one of these things and write my notes, or write some notes. I am allotting myself literally no more than 10 minutes per song. The song list is Save Your Tears by The Weeknd, Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo, We're Good by Dua Lipa, Leave the Door Open by Silk Sonic, Fake a Smile by Alan Walker, Salem Elise, I believe, and John Legend, Baby I'm Jealous by BB Rexa featuring Doja Cat, Be Kind by Marshmello and Halsey, Bad Guy by Billie Eilish, Floating Through Space by Sia and David Guetta, Lifestyle by Jason Derulo, Positions by Ariana Grande, Girl Like Me by Black Eyed Peas, and Monster with Shawn Mendes and Justin Bieber. So, about an hour ago, I decided, because I needed a break from something else I was working on, feeling a little ADD-ish probably, couldn't just stay focused on one thing, had to divert my energy. And so here's an example of what I wrote out for Save Your Tears by The Weeknd. And I want to preface this by saying, look, I haven't mixed a record in 20-some years. It's been a while. I've spent thousands, literally thousands. I don't even know how many thousands of hours sitting behind consoles. I've worked with big acts, but it was all back in the mid-'70s to like early and mid-'80s. And I was thinking about that, thinking, well, gee, do I still have valid ears that I can impart any wisdom for these people? I don't even know. I'm just now learning how to use Logic and just now getting familiar with plugins. It's not like I've been working on Logic for 5 years and have tried, 100 different plugins. I'm a babe in the woods on this stuff. But then I came to a realization that it is not unlike being a race car driver, in the 1950s, is still going to have similar skill sets to a race car driver today. Different equipment. The skills have been perfected over time. But, things like going into a curve on the inside and drifting to the outside, knowing when to brake, when to downshift, when to upshift, those foundational principles are the same. And what I do have that's relevant is ears that allow me to pick things out. I know where to look and how to look at them. So I'm sure I'll get people, I'm going to post these on the forum when I'm done writing them out. I'm sure I'm going to get people that are going to say, oh, no, you're wrong. That's not this plugin, that's that plugin. Or I don't agree, it's probably an 808 kick drum. It's not a contest. It's, like I said, I am limiting myself to 10 minutes, and I'm trying to point out what catches my ear and what I think makes these things sound contemporary. So here's like an example. I've done 2 of them so far. This is one. This is Save Your Tears by The Weeknd. I said, check out the awesome relationship / balance of the kick and drums in general and the bass with each other and the rest of the track. Notice that the drums are very dry and up front, while the vocal and synths are pretty wet with reverb. That contrast works really well here. All the synth sounds are very contemporary. Listen and compare to some of your own if dated synths are a problem in your work. Notice that the main synth parts are panned opposite of each other. One, I haven't proofed this yet. One part is high, it's panned to the right. The other is in a lower octave, panned to the left. So the mellower, lower octave one on the left likely had to be mixed a little louder to get it to sound equal and balanced with the other one on the right. Check out that in the chorus, the right hand of the synth part, which is panned to the right, the bass and the hi-hat, and I put hi-hat quotes because it's actually just it's probably like an 808 hi-hat or shaker sound or something, are playing the same beat, eighth notes, yet they don't fight each other or mask each other. Why? The hi-hat has lots of top end, and the bass and the synth parts are in different octaves, each occupying its own space. Occupying, not occupying. Notice how the lead vocal isn't overly bright, but it still cuts through a very dense mix. My guess is that it's going through a plug-in or outboard to add some harmonic distortion. possibly an 1176 compressor in all buttons in mode, or maybe a Neve 1073 pushed pretty hard and likely blended as parallel compression. Those are just educated guesses. It could very well be some other plugin I've never used. Sounds like it might also have an octave splitter / vocal synth in some parts as well. Pretty complex mix, yet you always hear what's important. Also take note of the level of the background vocal part and that it's panned near the center. I don't think it's panned dead center, but I think it might be two voices and they're panned at like 11 in 1, just a little left and right of center, so that you can hear it at a fairly low level because it occupies its own space on the horizon without fighting all the elements that are panned to the outside. So there you go. That's the kind of analysis that I will provide with these things. Hope that sounds helpful to you guys. I think it will be, but let me know. Yeah, the car tech is different, no question. All tech is different. JP thinks I should do it as a class at Road Rally 2021. I don't know, I mean, I need years of catching up to use all the stuff that most of you guys are using, and certainly the guys that are making hit records are using. Carrie Harchin got first forward on Tuesday. Yay, congratulations. Do I have a template that I use in analysis? Hell no. Absolutely not, Chris. This was largely inspired by, who was it that put this in? I don't remember now. Why can I not remember? Anyway, Palazzo, not Palazzolo, Palazzo. Anyway, Tony put this in the comments the other day. I don't know if this is a good idea for a show, but I found mixing vocals to be a challenge, easily taking many days to do. Comping multiple tracks in the best version, then adding some basic gate and compression to even it out is pretty straightforward. But then come all the decisions, how much EQ and brightness, how to make the lead sound more forward, lead vocal. How about the background harmonies? How do you put them in the back? How narrow or wide should I pan things? How much reverb? What type of reverb? Why delay instead of reverb? How much sibilance is okay? How close to perfect pitch is required? What plugins to have in line on a track as opposed to what you should send to a separate bus? All those questions are genre specific. Also, these questions are genre specific. Need to ask in context for pop versus country versus hip hop versus singer-songwriter. That's very, very true. These decisions don't apply just to vocals. Could you talk about choices for other instruments or doing the final mix? Maybe bring out Logic and do a demo to show the differences. And whilst you've got Logic out, maybe go through some of the plugins to show off which you've liked, which I'm a babe in the woods. And which you didn't, and what are the subtle differences that a novice like me should be listening for to help choose which ones to use. Just a suggestion. Honestly, Tony, what you wrote inspired me to do what I'm doing with these songs, but everything is different for every single song, and every engineer and every mixer would probably, or at least possibly, probably take a different approach. But context means everything. I love it when I see on Gearslutz and somebody says, well, you get the best vocal sound by using this mic and this compressor and this preamp and this delay, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, great vocal sound on that song. You put it on another song and it's not going to sound appropriate at all. So really what you need to do is train your ears and develop a level of taste and know how to get what you hear in your head that would sound like it would taste good or be in good taste, I guess is a better way to say it. You need to learn how to command your DAW and the plugins to do that. But what works on one thing, like, a female vocal on a country song that's a ballad would be completely and utterly different than what you would do on a female vocal like a Gwen Stefani pop song. or radically different from what you would do on a song by, male vocal by The Weeknd. So it just changes with everything. I mean, even like when I would do an album with one artist, each song would dictate how I would treat it. There were rare occasions, like that Melanie record I did that was a double live album done in the studio. That was primarily intended to sound like a live performance. So I didn't go for radically different stuff. The instrumentation was largely similar throughout the whole record. So I could treat that as, okay, I've got a sound for this album. But take a typical pop artist today. They could do, like a big, lush ballad, like an Adele type of thing on an album, and also have something that's completely like, EDM-derived pop or Latin-influenced pop, very beat-driven, very upfront vocals that are probably just, like 5 different plugins on the vocals, blah, blah, blah. So it's always different. There aren't any rules of thumb, really, other than just recognizing what works for other people in a similar context and listening to it enough that you can dissect it and kind of understand what they did. But we're always all guessing at what they did unless you go on YouTube and watch some of the videos where they actually dissect mixes. So there you go. Right. Andre says you can't have one template and use it for every song. I mean, you couldn't even have a template that would really work well for every ballad, because ballads are going to be different from one to the next to the next. The template is up here. It's the level of taste and style that you develop that is derived from other people's work and eventually becomes your own because you develop a strong enough command of your tools that then you can go beyond what you've heard from other people and go, oh, I remember that vocal sound on The Weeknd. That would work really well here. But rather than using like a small hall reverb on the vocal, I'm going to use a delay on this one, a little bit of a loopy delay, and see how that sounds. Sounds pretty good, but I think I might be looping it too fast. Let me slow it down from, eighth notes to quarter notes. It's still kind of fast. Let me do it with, a half note delay that recycles, but let me shorten the amount of input to it so I don't get like 5 delays coming out of it. I just want 2. So those are all things. Hello, Pedro. How are you? Pedro. Yes, the official taxi sweatshirt hoodie. You can get them if you go to the forum. I plaster it so it shows up on every forum in the forum, and you can order one for yourself. So, all right, I am going to throw in one earbud for now, and we're going to listen to Stomp-Clap music, both instrumental and some songs. This is not everything that's going on the compilation. These were some of the forwards that are going on the compilation that were marked public, so we felt like we could play them on the show. There you go. Liz just put the link up so you can get your stuff. Kip Johnson has a white one just like it. Yay! I actually was thinking, I've already got one white taxi one that was a demo for a series that we didn't do like 12 years ago or something. I was debating getting one of these in white as well. I gotta say, I like these guys. I'm not really happy though with that part. I don't know why that came out. Ooh, I've got to turn off my email. Why am I hearing my email? I should not be hearing email at all. My email is closed there. That's the weirdest thing. All right. Well, apparently I've got a window open that I can't find that has my email ding-dong going to it. That is very, very strange. Well, I'm going to kill that window, which has nothing to do with my email. All right. Well, anyway, let's start listening to some music because I talked at length about that other stuff. All right. So this first one we're going to hear is called "To Hell with You." Is that on my list of things I can't play? No. I can't even pronounce this name. Haijin Che? I hope. Anyway, here we go. This is a Stomp-Clap song called "To Hell with You." Let's have a listen. Because Deb and I have been binging Breaking Bad. It's like everything I hear now. I'd sit there. I'm pathetic. As I sit there watching a series, any series that we binge, I sit there with Shazam open and I'm Shazamming everything that's in the show. And frankly, I know one of the libraries that gets a lot of placements in Breaking Bad, or got a lot of placements in Breaking Bad. It's a library that we're very close friends with who uses this a lot. I would say a good chunk of the stuff in that library came through Taxi. And I hear stuff in there and I go, oh, I remember when we ran that listing. Anyway, so yeah, this would work really well for Walter White's wife. This would have been a great song as she walks out of a room and slams the door because she's pissed off at him. For those of you who've seen the show and know what I'm talking about. All right, next one we're going to hear is called "On Fire." This is Reba Jackson Wilbur. Rebecca Wilbur. I think Reba is a short version of Rebecca. Anyway, this one's called, making sure it's not on my do not playlist, this one's called On Fire.
I'm getting ready for war, not here to even the score. You know I'm playing to win, yeah, I will never give in, a force that you can't ignore. Blood is pumping through my veins, bringing the power, bring the pain. I'm the king about to reign. Don't even try me, like a dragon breathing flames, breaking the rules cause it's my game. Everyone will know my name, cause now I'm on fire. You can handle the heat. On fire, there's no stopping me. I'll turn it up and feel the rush and burn it up, cause now I'm on fire. On fire. On fire. This is mine to take. These are my glory days. You're taking silver, I'm gold. I want the world to know I'm gonna win every race. Blood is pumping through my veins, bringing the power, bring the pain. I'm the king about to reign. Don't even try me, like a dragon breathing flames, breaking the rules cause it's my game. Everyone will know my name, cause now I'm on fire. You can handle the heat. On fire, there's no stopping me. I'll turn it up and feel the rush and burn it up, cause now I'm on fire. On fire. On fire. Victory's in my sight. I'll never back down from a fight. Heroes always come and go, but legends are forever time. On fire, you can handle the heat. On fire, there's no stopping me. I'll turn it up and feel the rush and burn it up, cause now I'm on fire. Cause now I'm on fire. You can handle the heat. On fire, there's no stopping me. I'll turn it up and feel the rush and burn it up, cause now I'm on fire. On fire. On fire.
All right. And the last one of the song batch that we're going to hear is a song called Faith by Will Derryberry. Will, who frequents Taxi TV. So, Will, if you're in the chat room today, take a bow. Here comes your song, Faith.
Yesterday is over, friend. Got a sights on what won't end. In this moment, we're gonna rise. We give it, we give it, we give it. Faith. Nothing's gonna hold us down. Believe. Pressing on, we're breaking out. Let go of that fear. Don't you know it brings us down? Lift your head, no chain can hold us down. Remind yourself, you're enough. We got this, we got this, we got this. Set your heart on victory. Don't lose it, this is meant to be. All our hopes and dreams alive. I know it, you know it, we know it. Faith. Nothing's gonna hold us down. This life's not easy, but let's join hands. In the end, we fly.
All right. Yeah, Pedro, you've probably already gotten the compilation of this, or you'll be getting it very soon. So there you go. All right. That was Will Derryberry. Let's see. I've got to look at my Do Not playlist. First one and the second one are on the Do Not playlist. All right. So the third one is an instrumental. By the way, I'm looking, people are talking about the bass sound and the vocal sound and this and that. And listen to how it's usable. To me, I don't care that the vocals sounded a little boxy on it or that the bass is this or that. It almost doesn't matter. I mean, that stuff does matter if you're mixing it. But what matters the most is overall sounds pretty darn good. Broadcast quality, I might add. And I could hear it being used in so many different kinds of scenes. That's what the libraries are looking for. Okay, definitely usable. Yep. Okay, so this one also happens to be the first one that I can play off of the instrumental list, and this one is called Sideburns by Will Derryberry. I've got a comment. By the way, am I crazy if this is not like Joe Walsh would, if this is Will playing guitar in this, I have a feeling it is. If Joe Walsh ever goes out solo, Will needs to be his other guitarist. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Will Derryberry once again. All right. Not crazy, right? There was definitely some Joe Walsh in there. John Hope. Nice. Rock on, all the Joe Walshes of the world. Absolutely. Okay, the next one we're going to listen to is, I'm making sure it's not on my list, it's called Elephant Boots. It's by Matt Vanderleuven. Very cool. And the crowd goes wild. Yeah, I love the way that completely like out of left field, totally imaginative, and you go, what? Oh, that is cool. I love when stuff like that happens. All right. Here's another one from Matt Van Leuven. This one's called Sasquatch Shuffle. Love the title. almost stopped, damn it. All right. That was impressive, was it not? Yeah, those bridges, really, really imaginative stuff. Frankly, I don't know that I've ever heard anything from Matt Van Leuven before, but I'm glad that I have now. And I think that all the companies that get this thing are going to go, wow, there's some great material on there. All right, last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we have one from our buddy Keith LeBrant. This one's called Slow Power Grind. Slow Power Grind. Oh, that's like at least 5,000 people clapping right there. Just great stuff, you know. I get so proud of our members every time we do one of these compilations and send it out. It's if this doesn't bring in more listings and get the people on the compilation signed, I'd be shocked. Anyway, so there you go. There's that. What else do I want to tell you? Oh, next week I am doing a Taxi TV on Monday. We're doing the What Genre Is This? Keep your eyes peeled for an email and social media posts, how to submit stuff. And we want you to submit it saying what genre you think it is, and then we're going to play it on the show, and we will ask the live audience in the chat room to cast their votes, and we'll try and come up with an answer. And we're curious to see if the person who submitted it nailed the genre. Let's see if the chat room can nail the genre. Who the hell knows? What you can't do is send it in and go, I don't know what genre this is. We won't play it. You've got to name the genre you think it is, or otherwise we will not play it, because I'm on a power trip. No, we just, we want it to be helpful, but more than anything, we love having you guys exercise your brains, exercise that muscle, so that you can hear when something is in a genre or when it's not, or when you're totally off and everybody else thinks it's something else. So I know we've done a couple of those in the past. You guys have enjoyed it a lot. Also want to let you know that Monday is the day that our kitchen counter, remember the cracked granite fiasco? So we're going to have workers here probably all week, replacing the granite countertop and redoing the backsplash and redoing the plumbing, as long as they've got stuff ripped open, and moving a couple of outlets. So I think that we are probably going to see me doing a couple of Quarantini. Actually, I'll be doing the Monday show and the Quarantinis back at the taxi office without my halo in front of the brown blinds and the less good lighting. So yeah, we're downgrading a little bit next week. And there is some possibility that I could miss a Quarantini, depending on what's going on. Hopefully, because the Quarantinis are at the end of the day, I think the construction dudes will be gone. So hopefully I won't need to be here, like, do you want the box up here or do you want the box over there, kind of stuff. Or do you like this color grout or that color grout? Although I think we've already picked out the grout. We're using, for the backsplash, I've never seen such a thing, but they are 47-inch tiles. Because we have such a big house. I live in a mansion. 10 bedrooms, 22 bathrooms on 5 acres right here in Los Angeles. No, it's a classic 4-bedroom suburban house that looks just like the house 2 doors away. But there's this trend in backsplash tiles, apparently, where you can buy these big-ass tiles that are, I think, 22 inches high, 47 wide. Yeah, you know I don't live in that house. If I had that kind of money, I still wouldn't live in that house. But I'm looking at it, while I'm talking to you. I don't even want to grab it and bring it over here because it's just so damn big. My wife, God bless her. What do they say in Nashville? Bless her heart. My wife has spent so much time putting up slab samples of different kinds of granite and Caesar stone and that stuff, and different backsplash tiles. I am not exaggerating to say that she became so obsessed it was embarrassing. I know she's at the dentist right now, so she's not watching the show. I literally couldn't come into the kitchen 10:30 at night. It's like, where's Deb? She's not in bed next to me. Wonder where she is. I go downstairs, and there she is staring at the backsplash in the counter. You sure you like that one? Yes, honey. You've asked me 19 times, not exaggerating. And I like that one. I like it a lot. I think we should get that one. That was your first instinct. Are you sure? Please. Anyway, she's going to hate it. The minute that it's installed, she's going to go, what the hell was I thinking? Oh, well. Big houses are too much work. I wouldn't know. Big tiles, less grout to clean. There you go. Not that we've cleaned the grout in the tiles we've got now. We've got like 4-inch square slate tiles that I really like. We both really like under the cabinets. It's the backsplash. They look great, but it's kind of a dated look. What can I say? So we're getting a lighter thing. I can't even explain it. It's a light ceramic that looks like somebody took a push broom and swept it through before they threw it in the kiln to fire it up. Anyway, she can watch this on replay, but she won't. She's not that interested in what I do during the day. If she's in the house, there are times where, she may be watching, or actually when she's at the office, sometimes she turns on Taxi TV. But right now, I know that she is at the dentist office and leaving there and going to pick up Israeli food at a restaurant called Tel Aviv. So we're having like falafel and shawarma for dinner tonight. Yay. Let's see, never heard of it. Falafel and shawarma. You need to go to a Middle Eastern restaurant. It's really good food. Upload photos. Do you know, when I first moved out of the office and came home and was going to start doing Taxi TV from home, that I had a shot of the kitchen. That was going to be my backdrop. And my wife and kids were all in Israel at the time. My wife got stuck there for like 3 months because of the quarantine. And she and the kids all separately, I don't think they were together at the time. I think they were each at their own home. And they're all like, no, you can't use the kitchen as the backdrop. So that's how we ended up with my halo. Where do we send the track if we post it on Facebook and then everyone would know the genre? I don't know. Work it out with Liz. That's too much for my brain. Kristen Knight, you look just like the actor Richard Benjamin to me. I used to hear that all the time when I was like 30 to 35 years old. It's not like you can, well, I was married at the time anyway. Actually, I wasn't married. I think I was going through a divorce when I was going through divorce, but I couldn't play the Richard Benjamin card like walking into a bar, which I don't go to bars anyway, but walking into a bar, hey baby, you want to go on a date with a guy that looks just like Richard Benjamin? that ain't happening. Oh man. Oh man, Cass, I can't believe you remember. It was actually a BMW. Some guy with like a BMW 3 Series is one of those tuner, they had like tuner mufflers and the pop, 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 pop motors. Man, that guy drove me crazy. I think he's gone. It's amazing, even though the office is now open, we can technically move the whole staff back in. I'm probably going to wait until everybody's gotten the vaccine. Right now, we've got 3 people. We've got Liz, we've got Randy, we've got Matt at the office, and they're all like 50 feet away from each other, so they feel safe, we feel safe. But before we all go back there, I think I'm going to wait till we get the vaccine. But I've got to say, the parking lot is still at like 65%. I think a lot of people are never going to go back to their offices, and frankly, I wish we didn't have to go back to ours, although my wife would kill me if I left all this stuff set up on the table that we used to have like lunches and dinners on. This table is 6 feet square, and it sits between our kitchen and the family room, and it's just, like our great room, as they say on HGTV. Wow, Paul got 4 forwards today. Woohoo! Hold on. There we go. The crowd is very, very happy with you. Love my mezuzah. Yeah, my wife picked that out. I like that one. Some of them I don't like, but I do like that one. Thanks for noticing. It's my great-grandparents. Whoops, right there. Those are my great-grandparents. From the old country. They were from a village in Poland, which it sometimes was Russia. So, the family line was, we are of Russian descent, but technically I think at the time that photo was taken, they were in Poland. Do you know that there's actually a city or a town in Poland named Laskow, Laskow? Interesting, huh? I was one of my first trips to Israel years ago. We had some relatives there. One relative's kind of famous. He was he was actually chief of staff of the Israeli Defense Force. And so we went to the Israel Museum, and you can, this was before, any of the online services existed where you can do your, what do they call it, genealogy websites, right? So I type in my last name, and hope there aren't any kids watching the show today, but I type in my last name, and it comes up and says, you are from Poland. And I went, shit, I'm a Polak. and the docents came running over, sir, watch your language and tone it down. Anyway, that was my first trip to Israel. Whew. There are also caverns named Laskow. Yeah, I was on a flight coming back from France, I think. I was over there for the MIDEM convention. And on the way back, because I have flown 1.25 million miles on United, I get a lot of free upgrades. And, they're usually like, right when I get to the waiting area, they call my name. It's not like I know days in advance, but I get a lot of upgrades. What can I say? I've spent a lot of time in aluminum tubes to earn them. And a flight attendant comes up to me with a French accent, and she goes, Mr. Laskow? And I said, what, may we? I pulled out my French 101. And she goes, my name is Laskow too. And I said, really? And she spelled it like that, Laskaux. So there you go. It's such a common name. Anyway, we are done. We are done for today. I will see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. Congratulations to all the people who made that wonderful music that we played on today's show. Really, really proud of you guys. I'm glad that you're going on the compilation. I'm sure that you will get lots of bites and nibbles. And Monday, remember, look out for the email over the weekend, I believe. Probably on Sunday, look at our social media over the weekend to find out the instructions on how to submit your music for as we play What Genre Is This? On Monday. Have a great night, you guys. And they're still laughing. I think they're laughing at me. Bye, you guys. Take care. See you soon.